Samikemcho, te saras divas. Hangani pragati kariche. Juta yoram moto fayedo. Chalo tamam pravesh kariye. Hey everyone, this is Yakety the Free on my free to play account. What day is today? Day 110. Gujaratama ek sol ane das divas. It is day 110. And I've got some fairly big progress in the last 28 to 30 hours of gameplay that I'd like to share. Something else I'd like to share, though, about languages. Again, that's my biggest hobby over Raid Shadow Legends, if you can believe it. But I found out today that the most translated book on earth is the Bible. If you didn't know, now you do. And if you're not surprised, I wasn't surprised either when I heard it. The second most translated book, though, shocked the shit out of me, man. Pinocchio. That's right. With Geppetto, the guy who made the wooden boy that came to life, Pinocchio, it is the second most translated book on earth. I thought that was amazing. And if you start thinking about things like I forget the original language that it would have been written in, but it's definitely a Italian or a Romanized name, Geppetto and Pinocchio. Mandarin Chinese is by far the most spoken language on earth with almost 900 million people. It's got 885 million native speakers. Then you have Spanish with like 339 million. Then you have English with 335 million or so, and then Bengali with like 140 million or something like that, then Hindi. So imagine how many books have been translated of Pinocchio into those languages. I just think it's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at Raid Shadow Legends, if that's what you're more than likely here to see. Let's collect some clan boss loots today. Hydra. I wasn't able to do too well on this Hydra rotation. I don't like it. I just stayed into normal, and I put in almost 30 million damage. So let's see if we get lucky with any two Mithralis shards. We'll take that. And from now on, I'm not keeping any of these sets that I would have to rework to get something that I want, especially protection set. I don't need it with. Oh, that's not bad. Pardon me. Ooh, sorry about that. Good old allergies. But a 6-star crit rate accuracy protection, I can definitely keep this for the time being until my faction wars are complete. A little low on the speed, but you always keep your stone skin that has decent true rolls on an epic is my philosophy. And again, I can keep this. This is huge. I can put this right on Magnar. Somebody like an HP nuker that doesn't need protection set, but you know, I like to have my HP nuker built nicely. We'll take a look at that mythic artifact in a second, but for Mithralis. So these, you know, I might keep these to rework later because they're 6-star boots. That's about one of the only exceptions I make. And I don't know if I'd keep this forever, but we'll go quicker because it's the video. I'm not going to argue with this. This can't roll poorly. It can't roll poorly. Even if it rolls one into each as a 5-star mythic, like this is pretty good, man. I'm happy with that. And a resistance chest with speed and defense, yes, please. Thank you very much. So in Hydra Clash, I just missed out on a 35 million chest. Just missed out. Let's take a look at Demon Lord Clan Boss. And since I was able to 2-key, and I might 2-key today again because it's got Spirit Affinity, I snuck in a brutal hit today. So let's clean up some of this stuff here. And you'll see how I'm a little more what'd you say, stringent about my selections on what I'm going to keep now from clan boss loots because of some of the further progress I made yesterday in faction wars. We're going to do something else as well. We're going to summon in this video, and I'm also going to show you how far I've made it in Spider now since I've 6-starred Miscreated Monster. Frank the Tank. There we go. That's a sacred shard for the 1+1. And I have another one to collect from Faction Wars. Not bad, man. I'll take that every day. This is a great item right here. The highest you can get is a 7 on the percentages. And the speed, I think you can get a 7 speed as well. So on a 6-star item, this is going to roll, six more, but it starts off with a 7. That's definitely a keeper. I can't argue, man. Very happy. 4 Mithrala frags. We pick up a Sacred Shard from Clan Boss. But if we look now, 37 Mithrala frags. And I've never done anything on hard. It might come depending if I can summon somebody. But anyways, let's go to Faction Wars, guys. Look at this. Look at this, man. Pretty happy about that. Cleared the Sacred Order. Let's open some screenshots. And that was last night that I cleared that. Okay? So, Dark Elves. I don't really have anybody to beat stage 21. And I ran out of keys, so I didn't have a chance anyways. But if you look, stage 20 cleared. I don't know if, next cycle I'll have 4 keys to try, but there are Longbeards galore in the waves and Man-Eaters and Warlords. And if you don't know what Spider can do, his A2 strips buffs. It's not that it has a chance, it just says it removes a buff. Just straight up removes a buff or whatever. No question about it, it comes off. So with the free re-gear or whatever, free gear removal cost, I pushed pretty far with my I think it was 10 stars I picked up with the Dark Elves. So yeah, they were at 48, now they're at 58. But Sacred Order, done. No more have to go to Sacred Order ever again. And this is the roster I used. I'm sorry to tell you, Hell Hades, but my Frostbringer sure brought the chill, man. She brought the frost. Anyways, Armiger sat on the boss. I think only one of his hits to hit one of the ads, and that's it. But if you look, obviously, we know who did the damage. It's hard for you to see in this screen, but Alice, with her 200, with her 2,370,000 damage. Mother Superior was in a full 6-piece of stone skin, so no one targeted her, and everybody had over 200 speed. I put my best gears on these people, and I cleared those faction wars. So yeah, we would definitely take a legendary skill tome and a 5-star chicken and a sacred shard, and this is 400 energy that I will collect later. But we're moving our way up to Lydia. So opening later is Barbarian and High Elves, which obviously I've already cleared. So the ones that are left, Bannerlord, Barbarian, Shadowkin, Undead Horde, Demon Spawn, these are all kind of low, right? They're below 50. Compared to the rest, that's low. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fully cleared faction wars now on day 110 free to play account. So happy about this, man. Oh, and there's still a ×2 on for the souls. All right. So let's do some summons. I didn't expect to get a sacred shard from Clan Boss, but that's huge. I'm going to save the ancient shards. I want to start making a little bit of a pile now, just for any ×2 ancient events or something like such as that. But there's a 1+1. If I summon any Lego, another one comes. I would love an Undead Horde legendary. It would help. Wish you all the best, guys. I expect 2 epics, but at least it's 2 epics, man. Epic number 1, I already have Aox the Rememberer, so I don't know if I would +1 this guy, but I'm not going to really do anything till I find out what the hard faction trials are now with most of these +1 epics. Did we get one? Is this a Lego? Someone on a 1+1? Nope. That's what I thought would happen. Wow. I had to talk about Spider, didn't I? Anyways, that's what I normally expect. We're going to do 1 Ancient Shard just to get a 3rd epic. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I don't know who Alaric the Hooded is, but to call a YOLO epic like that, he attacks one enemy. Oh, he can, wow. So he A1 decreased turn meter. So that's not bad for a boss. He can remove 2 buffs and steal if it has 4 more buffs. Decrease attack AoE. This guy is a good Bannerlord, actually. You know what? Fuck saving shards. Let's pull them. I can't believe that was an epic just out of nowhere. I'm going to get 3 more chickens most likely, but I definitely need these chickens anyways to level up for this champ training tournament. Oh, that took a while. Oh, Ultimate Galek had to come out of the orc portal. It took him a few extra steps than normal. But that Alaric the Hood, Great Chill Killer. Alaric the Hooded. That's not a bad pull whatsoever, man. I can't be too upset with that. I'm more upset with all these pop-ups. But anyways, I forgot that it's still at ×2 on the Soul Stone summons. So let's see if I can get lucky with any of this. Uh, wow. I think I just fed my Ghoulish Ranger. So to pull a 5-star one that I won't use, not too bad, I guess, eh? And is it another 5-star? I just summoned that guy this morning on a 10 pull there. Anointed. Don't really need that guy. But yeah, Ghoulish Ranger would give 26 of the big boys back, eh? And you, we will sell. And I need 500 from the champ training tournament to get a eternal soulstone, which I would definitely sell. You know, it's awesome to know that you get all excited about you're setting up from the night before, you save that sacred shard, and an epic comes out that you already have, like Spider. It's okay, man. Uh, I need a +1 Spider to try for that stage 21 on Dark Elves, anyways. Miscreated Monster and Spider's Den. So I have Miscreated Monster ready to put on War Master. And we're going to do 2 runs, and it's going to be like a bit of a play test just to show you why I would choose War Master for Frank the Tank. Spider's Den Stage 1, hard. Hard. I cleared 2, but this is Stage 1. I screenshotted. Alice with 8.2 million damage. Ultimate Galect. People tell you, you don't use burn, you use poison. I use burn. Burn works, and I bring in some beast damage dealer. Stagnate to weaken the mobs. Miscreated Monster. You'll see why. You'll see why in a second here. And I haven't tried it on auto. I don't know if it will go on auto. But let's flip over to normal. And I used Cold Heart to clear the rest of 23, 24, and 25. And they were stage 24 was auto, 25 was auto, but 23 was manual. You'll see the times are very similar, which is funny, yeah? Then we'll go into hard. And we'll go into stage 1. This is the lineup. I'm going to put it on auto with Miscreated Monster, and we'll see why this guy will always be as strong as he is currently for Spider's Den. Easy or hard. It's his A2. Forget the name of the move. He's kind of like He-Man or Hercules there from the cartoons. But you watch now that everybody's got a decreased defense. Boom. Look at that shield. Just like Ash would show you, man. What is that? 50, 60K shield on everybody? And if you don't know how hard Spider Den works, he doesn't take damage from when the HP burn goes off on the little spiderlings. It actually heals the boss by 1%. Yeah, it takes damage, but you can't HP burn the boss. However, when you kill the spiderlings, they take off, I forget if it's like 3% or something of the boss's HP every time you kill a spiderling. But as you look here, Frank absorbed with his Ally Protect all the damage that happened to everybody. So again, look at this shield, okay? That's got to be at least a 70K shield. And he's about to apply it again right here. Hopefully they don't all die. No, that's the idea. You want them to almost be dead. Then Frank comes in and he puts on this massive shield. Look at this thing on Galek. That's got to be like close to 80,000 HP shield. So after this should be a kill. It looks good. We're going to put on War Master with Miscreated Monster. So if he hits the boss with the War Master proc, I forget what it goes for. If it's like 168,000, something like that, it's a pretty big hit. So I think his shield applies 50% of the damage that is done. Oh, that's nice. Attack with speed and attack percentage. Yes, please. So let's go into the champions and take a quick look before I forget at exactly what his ability says here. So places a shield buff equal to, pardon me, 25% of the damage inflicted, okay? So if he hits the boss for, let's see, say even 100,000 with a War Master proc, that's another 25,000 points on the shield, okay? So my Frank the Tank, in case you're curious, how much damage he's able to do, let's go into Spider's Den here. He's got 150%, let's call it crit damage. And his damage is based off of HP. So he's a little low. I'd rather him at like 70k, but I'm working on the build. I definitely wanted him in Guardian set with accuracy. Let's go back into that and see. Because I'm thinking now with that War Master proc, maybe one or two of those spiders that are low when he does his A2 will die now, which is even better. And if they don't die, hopefully he stuns the ones that don't. Let's put it on a super raid for fun. Run out the energy. I'm pretty curious now, though, about that Alaric the Hooded, because that's the same move that Spider does, where it reduces they can steal or strip buffs, and that wasn't too good by Ultimate Collect there. Come on now. See how Alice doesn't kill them, but now Miscreated Monster does? Perfect. Look at that shield, man. Let's zoom in just a little. Like, nobody is dying from the spiders biting them if they get through. Because as you see, when they die, they're not stunned any longer, right? But I'm fine with that. If you can wipe out both those two first waves, the boss would get down to like 50% HP. This is basically what I do on my main account with stage 5. Except instead of Alice, I put a Kemptum in there. And instead of Arbiter, I use a food hero. So I'm well on my way with this lineup again to getting into, a stage 5 hard spider farm. But I needed to unlock the hard spiders then for upcoming Marius missions. So later today, I have to do 2 million damage to Hydra on normal, which shouldn't be a problem. And then I'll show you after this what looks to be another successful run on auto. At this time, it doesn't look too good for our buddy here, Stagnite. The spiders are definitely on his ass, which is fine by me. It's the Spirit Affinity keep, so of course they're going to target the weakest affinity first. But watch what Miscreated Monster is going to do. Nobody's dying, man. None of these dead. Bye bye, spider. High health, defense with HP. Can roll that up later, maybe. And I definitely need to start keeping a couple rings for my Ogren tribes. But Alice, 6 million damage. Ultimate Collect, 6.9 million. Stagnate. Look at Arbiter does 1 million damage. Miscreated Monster doesn't really do any. He doesn't get a chance. He does one move, then he keeps healing or putting on Ally Protect, so he loses out there. That's not bad, man. Let's see if there's an ancient shard in the shop, which there probably isn't. And I can't help myself. Like most people, you're having fun and you see that you have a chance to summon some more ancient shards. I just decided to pull. It's fun for me. And that's it. There's nobody in there that I want. So let's look at the missions for Marius. Need to do 2 million damage to Hydra. And then resets happening in like 12 hours. And it's going to be the Spirit Affinity for Iron Twins. Then I got to get 200 gems out of the Sand Devil saying stage 5, 10 times on auto. No question about it. That's going to happen. So I'm looking at 250 gems. No question about it. And Shogun's Grove I can do. And I'm not sure if I want to try this. Like I've cleared Fire Knight Hard 1 like a month ago. I might try it because then after that, the live arena, I can get this. Stop that. I can get the live arena done in one day. And then I can sit in Hard Dragon like 5 and farm for this mythical artifact so that I can get staying on progress tracking for the Iron Twins magic to open, I think on 2 more days from now. Then I would just breeze right through these things again. I can collect these, no problem. Void, Iron Twins would open for the weekend. Then I would do right there, stage 1, 20 times Spider's Den, which bothers me that they want you to do the void. So you do the void once. Huh? Then they want you to collect 2,500 mortal soul stones. So you would obviously do it on the ×2 with void, and you would buy a key refresh, and I would come close to picking up those 2,500. So then the only thing that would be left would be to spend 5,000 soul coins in the shop. So I got to start saving those up for that mission. But as you look, the only thing that's gating me here is this C5 on the hard, I think. And then everything else should be okay to grind through after that. Wow. I'm very happy, though, to share that progress with you on day 110 of a free to play account. 2 key Ultra Nightmare, Faction Wars. How many stars is there now in the Faction Wars? 822 Faction Wars stars. You can't see it. There's a energy to collect, 400 for me. And that's it. Let's take a look at what's remaining in rewards wise. So at 825, you get whatever charm. I think you get 25, so that's not bad. But at 500,000 silver, an epic skill tome, and then this is a nice page. Once you get onto this page, man, you're like in the home stretch. You start getting, soul stones or whatever, and then Lydia. I'm hoping to grab Lydia before 180 days. I think it's possible, especially if they keep once a month giving us this gear removal cost of 0. This was Yakety the Free, everyone. Wishing you all the best on your potential 1+1s. As you saw, I didn't get it, but I'm okay with that. Take care, everyone.